on a television or a movie theater, they're not in the room, they're somewhere else. It transports us together, and we meet characters and connect with them in ways we couldn't even imagine. I want to share a little bit about my story. My story began also on October 7th, 2023. I have a 350-person family, and we gather every year on the holiday of Simchat Torah, which was October 7th, 2023. Among the 350 of us, there's one who's a little bit more special than all the rest. His name is Joey. Joey is an officer in Duvdevan, a special forces unit in the IDF. Now, we don't touch our cell phones on the Sabbath, but on that morning, he got a phone call. He answered his phone, and his face turns white. He understands what's happening. He immediately puts his phone back in his pocket and turns to his family. There's a disaster in the south, I have to go. He goes back to his base. He throws on his uniform and his gear. He picks up his weapon and he runs towards the chaos. He arrives down here in a town not far, Kfar Aza, 10 minutes from here. Kfar Aza is a gorgeous town. There's swimming pools and trees and grandparents playing with their grandkids early in the morning. Truly a wonderful place. But not on October 7th, 2023. It's on fire. Joey knows what he has to do. He runs into the fire. He saves lives and comes back out. He goes in again and again, eliminating terrorists and saving hundreds of people. 5 different times. He pulls people out and goes back in. And on the 5th time, he finds himself alone. At the back gate, with the young newlywed community behind him. 20 terrorists approaching his position. He only has 20 bullets left. And he knows what has to be done. He attacks. He manages to scare off the terrorists and save the lives of the people behind him, but he falls in the battle. I'll share this story not because it's unique. In fact, it's not unique at all. Hundreds, if not thousands of people gave their lives in heroic final moments to save others. I share this story because it's why I am here, why this center exists. Joey left us a sentence. This is it in Hebrew. Kama koach yesh lanu. How much power and strength do we have as a nation, as individuals? What we're going to learn in this center is how much power a story can have. An individual story, a personal one, and a national one. Every great story, I want you guys to remember this, every great story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. We're now going back to the very beginning. October 7th, 2023, at 6:28 in the morning. It was a gorgeous day. I remember it like it was yesterday. The birds were chirping, the sun was out. Quiet, holiday morning. People were playing in their living rooms, a cup of coffee in the kitchen or on the porch. Some people were out for a morning jog or swim. And then came 6:29. All of that changed forever.
רכבים חודרים עם פני חרב יפיים אחרים.
ישראל נמצאת תחת מתקפה, מתקפת טרור משולבת מאז שופר.
הם יורו לנו והיו עושה התחברות, הם חזרו לבית שלנו, וניסו לפתוח אותם.
קרבות עם מחבלים שהשתלטו על מספר בתים.
המחבלים פורצים על הבתים והורגים אותנו ופורצים עליהם את הבתים, ואף אחד לא תעשו.
אנחנו מדברים על מסעות רצח והרג של המחבלים של החמאס.
Oh God.
Cause their joy, WhatsApp audio.
ראיתי בתמונה של אבא שלך בעקבות אז. את בטוחה?
זה הרבה יותר גדול ממה שאתם יכולים לדמיין.
תמונות קשות שמגיעות מתוך רצועת עזה של נפגעים ישראלים שנגררו לתוכה.
זה המצב הקשה מאוד כרגע, ואחד הרגעים הקשים של מדינת ישראל.
אנחנו ילדים, אבל זה בגלל שההורים שלנו שתיהם מתו. אז מה ההורים שלכם? מתו. מתי מתו? הם תמיד בפנסיה מלבציות. מי שם נכנס לבית, הם אותנו, ואבא שלנו נתן כאן החוצה, ואז ברכה לי לעבור, ואז ברחנו לבית. כן, אולי במחפות שלנו, ליד עם אבא. אני איתך בבית. אני אחותי ואימא, שהם עונות לי אבא ואחותי ואימא.
Oh.
I know. Yikes. Ew. When they say nothing happened, yeah, right? I know all these faces. I was there.
Sorry.
Yikes.
How do ordinary people living ordinary lives become heroes in an instant? How do intimate personal moments and stories become national and historic ones in just one day? There are millions of personal moments and stories we could share with you from October 7th. In fact, thousands of them are here on the screens. If you know a name, a family, a town, or a story, you'll find them on these maps. But we've highlighted 4 immensely personal stories that represent the very best that this country has to offer. Daria, you find her in the corner of the room, represents the children of October 7th. A 10-year-old girl whose father and his boyfriend and his girlfriend were killed in the kitchen. And she protected her little brother for hours with terrorists in the home until the IDF and her neighbors came to rescue them. The death shelter, right here, who stood just outside the party of Rahim in a shelter with 20 of his friends behind him as terrorists threw grenade after grenade into the shelter. He threw them back out. The 8th grenade killed him. He gave his own life so that his friends might be able to live. the youth of Israel. Amit Man represents the medical community, did everything they could to save lives. She was in Be'eri on the morning of October 7th, where she lived. She runs to the medical clinic and saves hundreds of people throughout the day until the terrorists overrun the clinic. And finally, the armed forces, the people who run to the fire. People like Remo, who you just met, represented here by the Sderot police station, not far from here. The story you'll see here is of two little girls whose parents are murdered in the front seat of the car, and in the chaos of the battle that surrounds them, they look for help. Finally, the police arrive, and they ask the policeman one simple question. You see it on the screen below. Atem Shel Israel? Are you of Israel? For just a question of identification, hard to connect. Boxes underneath the screen. The video is somewhere between 4 to 7 minutes. After you guys finish your video, please come find a seat, and we'll move on to part 3. If you guys have any questions, I'm here for you, with a tissue or just a hug.
Well. I'm just gonna record them. I'm not gonna put on because I'm streaming. I'm just gonna record the documentary. All right, guys, let's go to them. Let's watch this documentary. I'm gonna watch it through here because I'm streaming. No, I don't need it. I'm streaming. I'm just gonna record the documentary. So, guys, let's look in. I don't know Hebrew, and we have no sound, so I'm gonna let you read it instead. You guys are gonna read this. They have their headphones on, but since I'm showing you, so we're just gonna read through this. Read away.
Yeah, I was with her 2 days before.
Yeah, I don't have my headphones on, they do, so we're gonna watch like this.
Yeah.
I'm at a police station. I can't talk loud, so just watch the documentary of October 7th. We're watching a documentary of October 7th. I can't talk loud. Once we're outside, everybody has their headphones on, so we are gonna watch like this. This is the full story. What happened here versus social media. I'm showing you the full story of that day versus social media reports. Oh, look at that. least, I have a documentary. So tomorrow, if we want to review something, we have this documentary to review over in almost anything. This is like kind of like a sensitive part of the trip before the Hanukkah festival at night. So I thought I'd show you guys. This is a very sensitive place. So yeah, keep it cool. Ooh. Scary, guys. Very sensitive.
If anybody has any questions, now is a good time to ask while we wait for some of the other people.
Okay, let's see if I can catch there. You can go, yeah. I'm gonna be here a bit, so if you want to come back, you can. Danny, Mo, you can go if you want to. I have to be here a bit. Alright, fans, that was that. So, yes, now we have a documentation of October 7th. So, yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do next, but stay tuned. Whoever wishes to go, you can, but I saved it in here. Okay, bye. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I have to be here a bit, so I'm recording a documentation for a company. Thought I'd show you guys too a full story of October 7th and content creator documentary. It's better to watch a full story from the place than, well, yeah, content creator. So yeah.
The videos, you guys can find seats at the tables.
Okay. Let's. All right.
I always ask the groups that come through.
I was just saying something I noticed really quick, but the story that you just heard about a couple that was murdered in front of their children, I was with that couple 2 days before they were murdered.
Aww.
And they, in their home in Tel Aviv, and they said, okay, we'll just spend the weekend in Tel Aviv.
That's so sad.
Because it was like a house. And instead of doing that, they made the decision to go to Kibbutz Chaim, and they were beheaded in front of the children.
Oh my God. That's so touching and sad.
I always ask groups that come through here, why do these stories hit us so deeply in our souls, in our hearts? What about them creates that feeling inside of us?
Because we're one humanity.
So I have Israeli groups, young men and women come here and they say, because it's our nation, because it's our people. And I say, do you think people who aren't from Israel don't feel when they hear these stories? The truth is, much like storytelling, feelings are universal. Everybody feels pain, heartbreak, stress, or happiness and joy. We all understand those things deep in our hearts and in our souls. And that's how storytelling and emotions can connect us to one another, because we're all human. I want to deepen that connection a little bit. You'll see a device in front of you on the table and headphones on your chair. You can take your headphones and hold them on your lap for just a moment. This device in front of you is going to transform this room into the fields of the Nova Festival. We're going to take you back. There's nothing graphic, so don't have to worry about that, I promise. But we're going to hear the story of a young woman who all she wanted to do was be with her friends and party. We're going to connect to her story. She's going to tell it. She tells it better than I. Notice you can spin in your chair at times and look 360 degrees around you and see the story unfold. The story has somewhat of a good ending. We're starting to have our climb up into the light. Milet, who you're going to hear from, shares her story with the world now. She's traveled the world to share her experience, and she brings light into this world despite her dark story. So if we can now put on the headset first and then the headphones. Make sure you've got the right headphones connected to the device. Headset first, then headphones. If something's not working perfectly, just raise your hand. I'll come by and fix it.
I'm epileptic. I can't wear that.
You can't wear it?
Yeah.
Headset, the eyes, the goggles first, and then the headphones. Goggles first, then headphones.
Is it supposed to be pretty screen? It says connected and disconnected.
Yes, that's what we should have. Alrighty, everybody you can throw them. I'm going to control everything from here. If something's not working again, just raise your hand.
The most hideous story on planet. What made me come here, I don't know.
So again, if someone's isn't working, please raise your hand and let me know.
What you told me
I'm
made
gonna
me
play it, but
sensitive.
We're just waiting on a couple more people to get settled with their headphones.
There's Reverend.
There he is.
Okay. Let's see, guys. We're streaming in here. That's my fence. No, I'm talking to my fans in here quietly. Okay, so I can't wear that thing because I'm streaming with you guys and I'm epileptic, so we gotta wait a few minutes before the host starts talking again. While they're watching that, the funny thing is that, oh my god, what's this writing me? Okay, so look, if you go back online, and we're gonna review a little bit of Gaza, but let's start with Israel first. So this is all of October 7th. They're watching a 3D documentary. I can't wear that because I'm talking to you guys. So the concept of this is about to be 2 years. I seen some of these stories in the beginning, and then that's why I love to like content creators to have a better understanding. Now, unfortunately, I'm listing it from Israel's perspective. So look at these pictures. I'm gonna zoom in one by one, okay? So the police officer I streamed on X, look, there's the first photo, second photo, third photo, and look at all that stuff. Let's go to this. Ooh. Look at that. Right? And then, look at those photos. Those photos. And the soldiers. Let's see if we can get some soldiers. Right? This is the stuff that content creators didn't show. Look at all that. Dang. And look at those people. Ooh. Yeah. All that. These are the things that social media didn't really catch. Let's zoom into there. Look at those photos. That one's on the other side too. Look at that. So the police officer that I spoke to, that I did a stream on my ex, he saved about like 1,000 people or more, I believe, and he rescued them all. The police officer, which I did not ask. And what is this showing how? Yeah, we're doing a little walkthrough directly from here because this is what social media hides, and we're doing a little walkthrough. And those of you who are writing stupid stuff on my page, I'm pretty sure you would be happy to see your own home what Hamas did. It's stupid to write that on my page because I'm going to show you Hamas territory in your own damn home, what Hamas has done. So that's a little childish. So yeah, they're watching it through their headphones and we are waiting for the next show. All this terrifying incident, I must say. Look at those. Look at that picture. I didn't even see that picture on the internet. I could not find that picture on the internet. Look at that. Yellow balloons mean like the yellow ribbon. And look at it. Look at all those photos, guys. I know. Nightmare. I captured it all. I seen them come in. I know, right? Imagine if you were wearing your goggles and walking through it. That would be more scary. And they're wearing their
Everyone can
goggles.
take off their headsets.
Ooh,
You place the device back where you found it, and the headphones on your chairs.
right?
Make sure to put your headphones just back behind you on the chair. They don't get tangled in when you leave.
Even my fans feel scared. They're like, we didn't see this stuff at all. They feel scared. They're like, what is this? Yes, come here and explore.
I made you all a promise when we began that I wouldn't leave you in the dark. Every great story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Our beginning was at 6:29 in the morning on October 7th, 2023. We saw how one story can change the world, can allow us to connect to people. We saw how heroes can be born in a second, how a 6-year-old can become a mother, how a 10-year-old can save her little brother.
I didn't even see these photos.
I don't know where the story ends, or even where the middle, frankly, is. But what I do know is why this place exists. October 7th was the beginning of a new story
can you hold
for the state
on?
of Israel, for the Jewish people, frankly, for the entire world. And October 7th was chapter 1. We at the center understood we couldn't sit on the sidelines of history. We had to get up, brush ourselves off, and share these stories in the most authentic and real way that we knew how. But we were not alone. Millions of other people understood they couldn't sit on the sidelines
be patient,
of
guys.
history either.
We will see
They got
everything,
up.
including a little bit
They
of
picked up
gossip.
a
Be
pen.
patient.
And they started writing chapter 2.
קיבלנו דיווח כרגע על אירוע מורכב. יש לנו ילד בתוך הקיבוצים, מי שיכול לספר על הנשק שיגיד לי.
נעצר בשטח אש חי, לא נכנס לשם בשביל להציל חיים, ובזכותו אנחנו כאן.
הם ידעו לאן הם הולכים. אם כי כנראה הבינו שרק שנשארו בחייהם.
אנחנו נמצאים במלחמה, פתחנו בגיוס מילואים רחב.
We will get their way.
The last video gets me every time. I have 2 little kids, and I spent 360 days fighting in this war. And I've done that hug so many times. It's truly special. This story is one of the great stories ever told. Not just since October 7th. The Jewish people in the land of Israel, even going back to the times of the Bible, with enemies at every turn and heroes waiting on every corner, with great success and tremendous failure. Nothing is missing from our story. But if there's one message I always want people to leave with from the center, it's this one. On December 12th, 2023, I lost another cousin in the war. His mother, Salid Zusman, stood above his grave and shouted to the world. She said, I promise you, she promised, that our story, that this story will have a great ending. But that doesn't happen all by itself. It happens because each of us have an understanding that we hold a pen in our hands, and we're writing a personal story, a personal chapter in our shared collective history that can bring our shared human story to a better place, to a greater place. So So I ask everyone who comes here to leave here with just a little bit more of an understanding that your personal chapter matters. The same way all of these chapters can change the world, so can yours. Whether it's a huge role on a global stage or a little one in your community or even in your own family, the chapter you write can bring the world to a great place. Just a little bit closer. And if we all do that, we can make my cousin and his mother correct. His story can have a great ending. So I want to thank you guys for coming. You guys are the light in a world that can sometimes seem so darkness. We are celebrating the holiday of Hanukkah, which is all about light and darkness. And I always share, whenever me and my comrades would go to fight in the battles, we'd always carry a little letter of the children who wanted to just go back to their beds and sleep in their homes. We couldn't.
See that
That's
picture,
what it's all
guys?
about.
Look at that.
If they came over the border with hate and anger and vengeance, we push back with light. I always ask before we let people go, because it's not fair to just bring people in here and send them on their way. We do a little bit of a processing section. So I'm going to ask of you to do one thing for me, if that's all right. It's also a little bit for you. We always ask if you can sum up, I know it's an impossible task, but if you could sum up this experience, the last 40 minutes we've been together, in one word. Just pick one word that you feel and share it. I've heard 397 words in this little exercise, so if you get one we haven't heard yet, I'll let you know. If you could try to sum up, take a few seconds to think about it. This experience in one word, and share it with the group, that would be wonderful.
If I were to say one word, right? One word. Unpredictable.
I would say it makes me angry.
Anger. I heard that one a lot.
Yes, survival.
Resilience.
Resilience. Yeah.
Regret.
Regret.
Cannot be tolerated.
I was
Oh,
but
people
okay.
crying in the room. People crying in the room.
Demonic. Talk. Authentic.
Coming inside.
Faith.
Heartbroken.
Well said.
That's it, right?
Grief and resilience. Yeah. I say sad.
Any others?
If you ask me again, I'm going to say the revenge.
My word is always hope.
Hope.
Hope, because I see the people who come to this center every day, and they're the very best that our world has to offer. The only way to fight hate is with light and love and human connection. That's what you guys are here to do, and that's what everybody who comes into this center is all about.
Those are not human.
And that gives me tremendous hope that, in fact, we can create a great ending to this story. Thank you guys so, so much. We have a few minutes for questions if you're, I'll grab a seat, actually. Well, oh, you guys want to get going? I thought, if you guys need to run, then go ahead. But it was such an honor to meet you
Everybody's
guys
so
and to be part of
sad.
your journey here in Israel. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Everybody's so touched.
I'll walk you guys out. You can ask questions as we go back to the bus.
Everybody's just so touched, sad. They can't control themselves. They're really sad and touched
Everyone's
to what
only one
happened.
body that needs to be returned, but other than that, everybody can.
Every time you remind the story, everybody gets sad.
No, I can give you, pick out your phone, I'll put my phone under it. Who's the, I'll send it actually, Matan didn't give my number.
Wow.
You guys have a group that you guys are all part of?
Look who's sitting behind me. I didn't even see him. I was recording Loe. Yeah, I know. This stuff wasn't even on social media. It touched me deeply. This stuff was...
You're also part of the American.
Oh my freaking God. Did you see that? Oh, that was something. So before we go on our next adventure, that was October 7th, and all I'm gonna say is that these are the stuff that was not on social media, but somehow we got to see it, you know? And you're never gonna know until you come for yourself see what's behind the door. And I know many people are writing Free Palestine, Free Gaza. Well, let me tell you something. If the Hamas fighters never made it here, we wouldn't have to face this day. We wouldn't have to see this day, and we wouldn't have to face anger, period. We could be just living a normal life, right? But the Hamas fighters came here, and if you were like a democracy country or almost any country, what would you have done? Would you not fight back to protect your children? Would you not do anything to protect your children? Almost anything, right, Mr. Tipa? Wouldn't you do anything to protect your children that people are asking about the Palestinians?
Whatever, my heart is broken, and whatever I saw, they are not from this galaxy. They are out of this galaxy. So we should, if we find them, we should kick out and move this from galaxy for the peace.
Can I say hello to everybody?
Sure. Peace
Hi to
host.
everybody watching. Thank you
Yes.
for watching.
Yes, I'll keep. This is a very important documentary. Very, very important one. Guys, like, I know you write me, like, what about the Gazan kids? Hopefully we get to see some of that area. But my point is, if Hamas never came to this place to attack the people, we wouldn't have to face this day, period. But obviously, what you have to protect your side. It's like letting wild animals loose. You can't just let them go. But letting wild animals loose, your family's in danger. So that's the only reason they fought. Think about it. Would you let your kids, like, face that? Of course not. You don't have a choice. And that's pretty much what they did. And Palestinians' biggest villain is not these guys, because there are some Palestinians who live here. The biggest villain is Hamas militant himself. And until it's there, we're going to keep having these, problems. And that's what people do not want to understand. So that was a walkthrough there. And until our next stream, let's see where we go next. And I'll open up the camera again. Till then, guys, this was the current adventure for here. Now let's see where we go next. And like I said, I'll make a thumbnail for all of these. But yeah, I'll title them up. So stay tuned for our next adventure. See ya.